Hi, this is Steve Garrison from Stellar Cyber. I'm here with Jeff Hill, leading our MSSP practice. We're here to share insights with you on how to make yourself a top 250 player in the dynamic MSSP market.
Hi, I'm Jeff Hill. I have responsibility for our service providers and MSSPs from a global perspective. My role is to support the onboarding and the partner participation and engagement.
Hey, Jeff, why don't you share some recent insights from your travels, from your conversations with global providers and leaders in this space? What's news? What's changing? How can we help share those insights?
Steve, that's a great question. I think, some of the things that really have shocked me over the last week or a couple of weeks is the continued mergers and acquisitions that I continue to see in the market space for MSSPs and service providers. While we've been very, very familiar with that over the last couple of years, a couple of our key partners like AgZero, to include Critical Insight, have all been acquired by recent organizations. And it's kind of exciting. Not only is it an opportunity for growth, but it is an exciting time within the MSSP and service provider market space.
Hey, Jeff, that's fascinating. I want to double click on that. What's counterintuitive is that we know there's growth in the managed services market, yet we're seeing consolidation at the same time. Can you share why those dots connect?
It's a really good observation, Steve. I think candidly, there are a number of organizations that are recognizing that they're really good at a number of items, and then there are others who haven't done as well as others have. And so when it comes to growth from a service provider standpoint, I think the industry has recognized the end users, the end user customers, the commercial organizations, to include enterprises, are all recognizing the importance of service providers to augment what they're presently doing from a service standpoint from cybersecurity. Secondly, when it comes to these M&As, I think it's quite exciting because what we're seeing is organizations that are recognizing opportunity to grow. Right, they want to grow their services portfolios. Some of the marriages are really great fits. With one organization, they focus on historical VAR services from a standpoint of technology. The other focuses very much on cybersecurity, or they do things more from a managed services standpoint. And I think these organizations are recognizing that a merger or a strategy to help provide greater focus on services, which they are equally good at, provides them an opportunity to differentiate themselves. I would also add that I think it's also important that these organizations are now taking a step back to say, wow, it's also an opportunity to kind of clean house from a technology standpoint, from a services perspective, right? Many organizations that deliver managed services and go through these M&As acquire many different technologies. And so organizations are having to consolidate and rationalize their stack, but also simplify. And the goal of all of that is, one, cut costs, but two, how do they deliver their services in a more profitable manner? And so when the opportunity presents itself for an M&A, it presents an opportunity for the industry and organizations like Stellar Cyber to go out and see if we can assist them with that rationalization and helping them with a profitability strategy.
Jeff, that's fascinating. It's clear that you're suggesting there's different ways to grow, bringing together best-of-breed practices as a merger, as well as organic growth, as well as examining different parts of your stack. Is that correct?
I think that's one piece. I think the ugly piece that we see also is the fact that some organizations have recognized what they can really do well and have decided that better for them to merge or be acquired by an organization than just kind of fall off the face of the earth, if you will. We're continuing to see organizations out there that have said they no longer want to do managed services. They just want to focus on the advisory capabilities, right? And they want to remove themselves from managed services and managed cybersecurity perspective. And when they do that, it gives a great opportunity for another organization who doesn't have that skill set. And then when they combine the two, advisory, consulting, managed services, and managed cybersecurity services, what I've seen in the past is those organizations are wildly successful. They do a lot of great things when they can address a lot of different requirements, such as compliance, such as insurance, such as advisory services that relates to rationalization of operating systems or technologies. All of those things fit together. And when you get these 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 organizations in a merger, it is a really great opportunity to take advantage of cleaning the house.
Jeff, that's fascinating. And I think, again, you've really helped put some color on this and give people some depth and perspective on how they can differentiate and how they can move forward. So let's change gears and talk a little bit about how Stellar Cyber can help organizations on this journey with their journey? Do we crawl, walk, run? Do we help them think of new technology? How would you break it down so people listening today could see how we can align with their roadmap?
It's a really great question. And I think we've been engaged in a couple of them where we've kind of played the men behind the green curtain, if you will, as it relates to guidance, because they learn that Stellar Cyber is engaged with one partner versus another. And where we provide guidance, ideally, is from a financial perspective, what are our costs? Number two, I think the door is open from a standpoint of where we can assist those organizations when they determine from a managed cybersecurity perspective how we can help automate much of what they're delivering today. When you take a look at the historic approach to cybersecurity, it's been kind of an alert-centric model, right? They're going after one tool, another tool to collect data. And where Stellar Cyber makes an impact is we have the ability to orchestrate and correlate all that data in case management. Leveraging automation, that really helps differentiate an organization moving from a alert-centric model into an optimized model or operational-centric approach. The goal there is to drive productivity. The goal there is to increase mean time to detection, mean time to response. And then finally, the underlying achievement there is profitability. Because when you can deliver it in a much more effective manner, your customers, you're going to retain your customers, you're going to grow your customers, you're going to differentiate yourself against the competition, and then you're going to be able to deliver that in a much more profitable manner.
Jeff, that was super helpful, and I could see how we align with providers at different places in their journey, and I think that's what I'd like you to do is, for closing remarks here, just map it out. If I'm at the beginning of that journey, what do I do? And how can we help?
I think from a managed services standpoint, what we've seen historically, or what I've seen historically, is that many organizations want to deliver a differentiated approach to either their services or their capabilities. And for organizations who are looking to move in this direction, I think they have to really determine what they're really good at. Are they good at managed services? Are they good at managed cybersecurity services? Are they good at compliance, incident response, all these things that kind of go in line with regards to cybersecurity? And so those organizations that are out there, MSPs or MSSPs, I think they really need to determine how they deliver this, and can they deliver this in a way that is effective, that differentiates who they are, can they be profitable, and then finally, can they grow the business in the way they're delivering it today? With regards to some of those organizations that are stepping into this environment, what I have said historically is those organizations that have the ability to offer multiple services beyond just managed cybersecurity, managed services, managed cybersecurity, compliance, maybe even insurance twist, to include advisory consulting roles, those organizations do wildly, wildly well. And so if you have just one piece of that, you might want to consider identifying partners to help you augment your capabilities that you can't. As part of, what I would suggest in parting comments is understand what you do well, identify partners who can help you achieve your goals. And then other than that, identify partners who will help complement you and how you're delivering today and what they can bring to the table for you as well.
Thanks, Jeff. I think you nailed it. I think the idea of ecosystems is what this is really all about. Partner, 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 as we say. We'll see you on the next podcast, Jeff. Thanks again. And thanks to everybody for listening.
You betcha, Steve. Thank you for having me.